Okay, I'll wait a minute. I'll wait a minute.
Let's see the picture. That's all. You know, there's no reason. Well, if you have a reason. You're trying to get back to you. Oh, this is probably to the last.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the New Mexico Supreme Court, or welcome back for some of you. It's nice to see everyone today. This is such a great turnout. It's much bigger than the last one that we had, and that we're really excited. And I know that Justices Vigil and Nakamura are very pleased to see so many friends and family here today. I want to, before I say a few things about why we're here, I want to take a moment to thank the people who've put all of this together. We call it the Unveiling Committee. And the folks that deserve our thanks and a little applause after I read all of the names are Elizabeth Garcia, our chief clerk, Lisette Rivera Cordova, our deputy clerk, Stephanie Wilson, my assistant, Consuelo Alcaleta from the library, Tammy Mitchell, Stephanie Woods, and Heath. Also, our building commission, who are the most amazing, hardworking gentlemen you will ever meet. We're very much involved with setting up the chairs and the chairs upstairs and making sure that we had easels and everything that we needed. We're Francisco Alvarado Solorzano, Paco Olivas, Amos Sandoval, Benito Romero, and Carlos Campos Cornelius. So we should give them a round of applause. So briefly, about the unveiling of portraits of Chief Justices. The history of the Hall of Chief Justices is a little bit murky. Our law librarian in the back of the room and her folks are working on putting together a complete history of the Hall of Chief Justices. But we know that it appears that the first portrait hung in the foyer adjacent to the library was Justice Frank W. Parker, and that happened in August in 1939. So that's almost 84 years ago. And since then, each justice who has served as Chief Justice has had their portrait hung in the hall upstairs, with the exception of Justice Mary Walters. Justice Mary Walters was the first female justice on the New Mexico Supreme Court, and when it was her turn to be chief, her colleagues passed her over. For many, many years, her portrait hung just outside the Hall of Chief Justices. You will see a photo on the wall where her portrait used to hang outside the Hall of Chief Justices. That is a photo of Justice Petra Jimenez-Maez, Justice Barbara Vigil, and Justice Vigil and Nakamura, because they were the first majority female members of our court. So that hangs there now. Over the course of time, of course, the fact that Justice Mary Walters passed over really stuck in the craw of many justices, but in particular, Pamela Midson, who was the second female Chief Justice of the New Mexico Supreme Court. And one of her goals was to get the court and her colleagues to agree with her to name Justice Mary Walters as an honorary Chief Justice. And because of that order, her portrait now hangs in the Hall of Chief Justices as well. But it's delightful to me that now we are in an era where that is an issue. Justice Jimenez-Maez, Chief Justice, no crossing over, and served twice. Justice Barbara Vigil served, and Justice Judith Nakamura served for 3 years straight. Not sure about that as the chief now. But I'm glad that those times are behind us and that we're here today to honor 2 of the female members of the New Mexico Supreme Court. So today we add the 2 portraits. There's numbers 32 and 33. I joke that by the time we all retire, there's not going to be room in the Hall of Chief Justices, that we might put sticky notes behind the plants. But it's a really neat way to honor those who have served the court. We do talk about what it would be like when it's our turn. So it's really nice to be able to do that today and to celebrate my colleagues, Barbara Vigil and Judith Nakamura. So to learn a little bit more about the justices, we have 2 speakers today. The first of which is Chief Justice Petra Jimenez, and I'll invite her up to give some remarks before the unveiling of the portrait. Can you all see me? Good afternoon. It's my honor to speak this afternoon on behalf of my colleague and friend, Justice Judith Nakamura. The ceremony today is especially important because it brings together again then Chief Justice Barbara Vigil and Justice Nakamura and Charles Daniels and me. We are all here because I know Charlie is here in spirit celebrating with us. So the whole court is back. Thank you for calling us together. Justice Judith Nakamura served in the Mexico Judiciary for 22 years, including over 14 years as a judge in the Bernalillo County Metropolitan Court. While on the Metropolitan Court bench, she was elected by her colleagues to serve one president at 11 years as chief judge. She served more than 2 years as a district judge in the Second Judicial District Court, where she presided over criminal cases. Then Justice Nakamura joined the New Mexico Supreme Court in December 2015 and served until her retirement on December 1st, 2020. Her appointment, as you heard in 2015, gave the New Mexico Supreme Court a female majority for the first time. Justice Nakamura was elected to serve as Chief Justice in June of 2017. When the term as Chief Justice was set to end, Lemma Kick, her colleagues asked her to stay on as Chief Justice until things settled down. But I think she left before things settled down. Chief Justice Nakamura guided the state court system in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Under her leadership, state courts remained open with safety precautions and conducted most proceedings using audio and video teleconferencing. Judy served as Chief Justice until July 2020. At her State of Judiciary speech, Chief Justice Nakamura told a joint session of the New Mexico legislature that the state justice system, which her predecessor, Chief Justice Daniel, described in 2017 as a patient on life support. She said that the patient is beginning to breathe on his own. Nakamura said, "Are horse fighting? Not yet. We are no longer operating in a continual state of crisis. This small breathing room has given coordinators an opportunity to pause, reflect, and consider the future of our judicial branch." This future Chief Justice Nakamura was referring to was her launch of the Campaign for Judicial Excellence. This would be a 3-year plan developed by the Chief Judge's Council and Court Executive Officers Council to address the national survey data suggesting that New Mexico courts are too slow, complicated, and inefficient. The campaign focused on simplifying the state court system, expanding the use of technology to assist the public, and improving access to court programs and services. As part of the campaign, district courts have assumed administrative oversight of magistrate courts to improve efficiency and provide streamlined local decision-making. I remember when Chief Justice Nakamura presented this idea to justices, we all asked, why? It was difficult. Her response was, magistrates always mad at AMC and complain that no one listens to them. It makes sense to have the Chief Justice take over. I'm told that it's been successful. The campaign also implemented electronic filing of documents in criminal cases and an online dispute resolution program that allows New Mexicans to resolve their cases through an informal process that saves time and money. Chief Justice Nakamura formed a cross-disciplinary group called the C Team that worked with the State Justice Institute to train judges to better meet the needs of those with mental illnesses and substance abuse problems who appear in courts. The COVID epidemic delayed a statewide summit was finally held last year, I believe. This summit included representatives from all 33 counties, court officials, hospital staff, mental health professionals, and others to address and to improve court and community responses to those with behavioral health issues. These discussions continue in communities throughout the state. Her initiatives did not just start when she joined the Supreme Court. It started when she was assigned to traffic court and metropolitan court. Faced with long lines of ladies and seeing the frustration of judges, court staff, and public, Judy stood back at the room and watched as this all worked every day to day. She then worked with her colleagues to improve things. The result, lines got shorter and the public is better served. I first worked with then Chief Judge Nakamura when we both served on JIFI, the Judicial Automation Commission. And she was a metropolitan court representative at that time, and I was the Supreme Court liaison to JIFI. At that time, Odyssey, the judiciary case management system, had been implemented in all state courts, except Metro Court. The implementation at Metro Court finally happened because Judy was Chief Judge. I am grateful to you for ensuring Odyssey are implemented in the Metropolitan Courts. We now have all the courts on the same case management system. I haven't mentioned all of her initiatives because of time restraints and just not figuring out as we not to. But all of her initiatives were successful because Judy planted the seed, got people talking to look at what could be done and to make change happen.
Judy was also successful because she genuinely showed an interest in judicial hearings jobs and would attentively listen to them as they would explain their jobs or raise concerns. She was not a micromanager. She trusted people to do a good job, told them, this is your job. She would review their work, but created freedom within their work for them to excel. In my preparation for today, and hearing of the many accomplishments of both Justices Margaret Vigil and Justice Nakamura, it brought to mind the myth of Sisyphus and the punishment that Sisyphus receives in the underworld, where he is forced to roll the boulder up a hill repeatedly for eternity, a task that is impossible to complete. It seemed that the chief justices and justices that all of us are constantly facing the impossible work, especially when it came to getting more budget to run the courts. It is rumored that the judiciary was given a Sisyphus award. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, but I remember the photo in the New Mexican of Chief Justice Nakamura and the other four justices trying to lift a flag, like the photo of the Marines raising the American flag for the battle-scarred Japanese island of Iwo Jima. While Sisyphus makes no progress, Justice Nakamura, like the Marines, clearly did. In the quest for excellence, she asked the judiciary to engage in the struggle and not to ban any efforts entirely, but rather to carry on and push the buck again toward the summit. There was virtue in her initiatives and an act of defiance, which provided new space to rethink existing impasses. Justice Nakamura got the judiciary closer to the summit, accomplished what Sisyphus could not, and her accomplishments is more than the E for effort the Chamber of Commerce gave. The other side of Justice Nakamura is that she's tenderhearted. She's taken incredible care, like with her siblings, of her mother. Her mother is here, and we're happy that she was able to come and join us. Thank you for coming, Mrs. Nakamura. And we're glad to see that you're doing well. And Judy is very devoted to her dogs, especially the dog she found roaming the street and took home. Did you know that there were two pilots on the New Mexico Supreme Court who served on the Mexico Supreme Court? First was Justice Mary Walters, who, as a member of the Women Air Force Service Pilots, WASP, flew cargo transport aircraft bases within the continental United States during World War II. The second member is Judy Nakamura, who pilots hot air balloons. She currently flies a Cameron O-84 named Bounce, and is part owner and pilot of the Spirit of Fiesta balloon, and is one of the volunteer pilots for Smokey Bear. She is also rated to fly gas balloons. In the lower courts, judges are assigned to divisions of the Supreme Court. We do not have divisions. Instead, we take the seat held by a former member going back to statehood or when the new position was created. It just so happened that when Judge Judy was appointed to the court, she took the same seat that Justice Mary Walters held, or would have held. Oh, hell, I'm sorry. I hope that you are intrigued with this little bit of information that I was, as I was, when Chief Justice Mary Hill shared this with the court. Justice Nakamura, for your tempered, even-handed leadership. I understand that you've started to slow down and not take on as many things. I hope that you have calm winds as you have more time to pursue your living. It is my honor and thank you so much for asking me to give this brief remarks about the incredible history that you have given me about your service. Congratulations.
Next, we'll hear some remarks from Chief Justice Edward Chavez.
great day. It's actually a wonderful day to celebrate history. Making the Supreme Court. In fact, it is broken barriers. Barriers I was able to witness as a justice on the Supreme Court. It's when my sisters became a majority of the justices. To me, that was remarkable, and it was a blessing in my life. And they each bring some really beautiful attributes to the court. Chief Justice Maes was the chief when I was admitted to appointed to the court. She opened the door, welcomed me, and then talked to me about the structure and to the process. And the other group was Chief Justice Nakamura. It still threatens me to this day. She actually showed her leadership being way back in Metropolitan Court. At a time when there was a lot of turmoil, she was a perfect leader. And of course, I appreciate being a colleague and a friend. We've been to Rochester and back. I spent time with this last 15 months. We really appreciate that. When I think of my brother, I actually think of rancher, cattle rancher, or farmer. I think of somebody who graduated from St. Patrick's Indian School and has a love for our land of China. Somebody who has what I would call graceful strength and compassion. She has always had the ability to use grace and eloquence to meet goals in life. Not only can she be direct, but she can also be very diplomatic. And I have witnessed that on the Supreme Court as leader. I was blessed to observe what she did for our employees. One of those best things that she has is generosity. She is always willing to give of her time to make a material difference in the lives of people who are less fortunate than she is. And as a result, even when she was on children's court, she created programs for athletes and children to save them, to give them purpose in life. And she was successful. As the Chief Justice on the Supreme Court, she was tireless in trying to pursue pay increases for all of the staff working in courts. I believe it was called workforce incentive, which was a wonderful thing for her. If it weren't long enough for her to be the justice on the Mexico Supreme Court, the district court judge, she introduced her secretary. Mental benefit action. That's her part. Her conscience tells her that she is going to make a material difference in the lives of people affected by CYFD. And I think she would tell me that she's not happy that she did not accomplish all of her goals. I think if she took the time to really reflect on her service to people in Mexico at CYFD, she would see that she accomplished a lot. I just want to thank you for your kindness and your generosity. And this Saturday, as we celebrate Women's Equality Day, I think we should remember the Mexico Supreme Court's efforts to break the convention and bring the majority of females as justices on this court, which continues to this day. Congratulations to the two of you. I'm anxious to see you.
Well, we'll stop the anticipation. I will invite two friends up to show off their portraits now. And then I will turn the podium over to both of them to give something about how special it is for them. What gets us to the chief is going to be 11 minutes. Thank you for your kind words today. Thank you to the court for your presence here today, colleague Justice Nakamura. I did try to get the court to just bend down the wall or just move the wrong photo. And I do have to say, I remember Justice Thompson walking up on the about doing that. And I want to say thank you for that because I do think there's much to be said about respect, honoring all the health traditions, such as the formal ceremony like today. I mean, you get to deal with my family and friends. Certainly gives me an opportunity to recognize personally, hey, so many of you what you've done for me. I was talking to Mrs. COVID. Shutdowns to afford me the opportunity to have a gathering like this. So that's what's going to take a few more minutes. Look, we also get long ago, none of us accomplished anything alone, anything significant alone. And I think these words really speak to justice my hands. Certainly the generosity of your words today are only surpassed by the time you invested in me. When I was before this court, meaning the high standards that you set and you expected of members of this court. And along with Justice Barbara Hill, our dear colleague, Justice Charlie Daniels, certainly you're all loyal to me to every aspect of this institution, provided me the opportunity to speak not only to justice, but to justice in this court. I've always been very much the very meeting, how you welcome me, how you set an example of what you do our jobs well, and for the extraordinary synergy that we've had. So, and just in this year with you, you started in this group. Makes it even special. I think it's really difficult to articulate all of you the incredible pride and the enormous sense of responsibility that comes along with being a member of this court, particularly serving as its Chief Justice. The intensity and difficulty of the opinion world is complicated by statewide administrative responsibilities that, quite frankly, sometimes makes the challenge feel almost insurmountable. And it's the ability we have to make room for differences and our willingness to compromise, to agree without being disagreeable, as Justice Daniel always reminded us. That all of us, including Chief Bacon, Justice Vigil and Thompson, who I also sat on the court with, kept us really laser focused on the importance of a collaborative relationship. And together, I really felt that we always tried to achieve the words and symbolisms about our bench, justice under law. And so, to all of you with whom I'm soon serve, Justice Vargas and my colleague at the Metro District Court, Justice Laura, I just want to say thank you. And I want to say thank you to Justice Paulson, the judges and justices who are here today, and who served on this court, the generosity of your time, and thank you to the staff that's here today and on this institution. It really does touch my heart to see all of you here. So, obviously, the journey to the Supreme Court for me was unplanned, and it was met with many challenges. And I must say that which each transition from the lawyer to the trial bench than it was to transition from the trial to the bench to the appellate court. And I intellectually understood the difference between the two, but it really was a different world living it. And there's a couple of things that I really feel that I'm so grateful to for helping me with that transition and guiding me throughout my tenure on the court. I have to recognize Jeremy. See, this is dangerous. You start to say recognizing. I don't know what the players are about, but you start to look at the changes of the culture of the court who got me through. I want to do that. And if Jeremy Harris is sitting next to Chris Ryan and another years mental officer, Sarah Short, these guys are all experienced attorneys for some time trying to bring the underlying chambers as well as and I tell you, they're really hard as they skillfully guiding you in the right direction, directing you in the right way to handle the case from saying you did not involve to the health role and knows you always in the right direction.
we sit and we're talking. Now, it's always alarming if you want me to have in to tell me you're just as my husband. The majority of Canadians, in the sense of that my name on them, will always apply to my chambers. And what happens with those of you who don't know, when opinion is finished, it's tortured by all of us. It's actually carried chamber to chamber, which justice sign it before it is filed in the clerk's office. So internal institutionalized contributions like those to the development of the law in New Mexico, you're going to find written in my signature their issues. And that was a way to honor you all and what you did for being able to do this court. So thank you, Jeremy, thank you, Chris, and Sarah. A couple other people, Amy, my honor, very Amy SIA, and Colleen Clevenger. These folks are chambers paralegals. And Colleen did work with the Metro Court, the District Court, and then how to come up to the Supreme Court. I call Colleen my radar. Popular character in MASH, who not anticipated my every need. She really could finish my sentences. And remains my friend to this day. So Colleen can lead the difficulties of the commute from Albuquerque. I really glad to get Amy. There you are, Amy, Mylander. And I put Amy, I was as joyful as I know the $1 billion lottery winner recently, because your reputation is renowned throughout the school, your ability to be sure Judge Wexler on the Court of Appeals. So thank you, Amy, and thank you, Colleen. And certainly any success I had as a justice, particularly Chief Justice, is attributed to more folks. Joey Moya, Deborah Duncan, sitting by each other right back there, and to Ernie Peck. First, Joey Moya, he was our court clerk. Man, you could not fool that guy. We gave him every reason to. And Joey, you were unassuming, quiet, you were fiercely loyal to the court, you were protecting this institution. I just want to say thank you. So in 2017, just in our finishing campaign, less than 2 months after my election, thinking I am going to settle in and I'm going to write opinions. And then Chief Justice Daniels calls me to his chambers. And when you get called by the Chief Justice chambers, you got to start worrying. He says, look, Judy, I've spoken to your colleagues, and we really want to elect you Chief Justice to us. He understood, he wasn't quite sure how that plan, but he said, help me with that decision. If then I do want to accept the responsibility, I just want you to know if you want to do this job, I'm going to retire. And given this low commitment, I need to sleep on it. And I'm really not sure what I was thinking at the moment when I applied in such a manner, but I knew that there was no way I could do this job as Chief Justice without Deborah Duncan by my side. So I was very out of his office. I immediately went to Deborah's office and said, it has to stay. And I think every one of us member who has worked with you, we know that any success that we had in our administrative capacity was equally true for you, and I just want to thank you for that. And already, what can we all say about our engagement? Already served as chief of what did we call the offices, the head of the administrative offices of the court. And along with your party, you really helped shape and implement the dreams and desires of every Chief Justice when I was in this court. We know that some court decisions were certainly unpopular with others in the judiciary, and they made you unpopular. But you always implemented while improving on the original idea we all had. And so your energy, your passion for the judiciary is unmatched, it's inspiring, and I just want to say thank you to you as well. And Stephanie and Gerson, I don't know if you guys are here, they were administrative support on my opinion work, some of my administrative responsibilities, and with everyone else I name, I want to thank you as well for your professionalism, collegiality, and dedication to the judiciary. And thank you again, for the words, all of you just put so much effort into this ceremony. It's lovely. You pay attention to every detail. From I want to thank my friends who are here, especially, and my family seated up here. I want to thank all of you for the encouragement that you have given me over the years. With Catherine here, my mom, Dawn, Lee, Slade, my brother Steve, Sherman, and really to
just want to thank you guys so much. And Mom, I know how much you wanted to be here and how difficult your health challenges have been. Thank you so much for teaching me to be inquisitive, pushing me to achieve what I thought I could not, for being the strong woman you have also made me, and helping me achieve what I often believed was impossible. Today is more meaningful with your presence, and the presence of my entire family. I love you all. Thanks. Never in my life did I argue this in your lower up on the Supreme Court, much less having the portrait held in the Hall of Chief Justices. When I joined the court as currently the fifth woman, first female majority, I never thought we'd take it. And I'm really proud to get our picture hanging also in the spot in the hanging is where Justice, the Justice Walters. Thank you, Stephen. Justice Walters, that's what makes her picture. Of course, she was moved into the hall right outside the women's bathroom. So I'm just delighted. That's where it is. It's right outside the women's bathroom and you're looking around the hall. So let me tell you about the portrait finally. Why this picture? You do need to know it was my idea to take my picture while my balloon basket in the picture with my robe on, just sitting on the side holding the burner. Now I thought that was a pretty good idea, but none of my friends did. And when I told people about the idea, they would just sort of look at me. So I abandoned the idea rather quickly and decided I really wanted to be outdoors. And most people felt that you know what you mean, you got to take a picture in the courthouse. If you don't want to be in the courtroom, you get in the courthouse. It was about that. I wanted outdoors. So the photographer who came down from Colorado convinced me, come on, you want to take an outdoor picture. On the way to take your picture, let's go by the Supreme Court. Just take a few pictures in there, so you have options. You don't stop buying, but I want outdoor picture. So we decided the picture is set to be taken in July of 2020 before I retired, so I could leave it before I left. And what occurred in the summer of 2020, yes, we were in the midst of COVID. And so I arranged for him to come down and get to quarantine long enough before he can, once he got to New Mexico and before he could come to the courthouse. So the day before the photo was to be taken, we closed the courthouse to just about everyone for non-essential purposes. And I remember talking to you, Justice Vigil, and my colleagues saying, gosh, my photographer's down here, I really want to take a picture. We thought that's not a good idea. Not wise, but to make sure the pictures are public. So I really wanted an outdoor photo. To be in the courthouse, we're going to do an outdoor photo. So I really wanted a photo with the Sandia Mountains behind me. We're trying to figure out where to take the pictures. So many places are blocked off, but golf courses are open. And how I enjoyed golf. So we go to the Santa Ana golf course. And right by the Santa Ana golf course is a restaurant. For those of you familiar with the restaurant, they're like, oh, sure, you can go out there and take a picture. So I stroll from the restaurant and the edge of the golf course, strike the pose, and people come running out and say, oh, have you paid the portrait fee? And I said, no. I paid now? No. So we left. So later that day, this picture is portrait. Later that day, rain moves in, wind moves in. He's coming from Colorado. It's just terrible weather. And the rain is clear, it's not clear. So the next day, I say, look, you're just going to have to come back today. And by God, the sky cleared. And I said, I know a spot on Highway 165, which is a road that runs through the middle of Casitas. It's got the streets and the foothills of the sand dunes behind me, and the red hills are showing. And we run out there. Cars are whizzing by, but I stood on this opening as you get towards the village of Casitas. The shoulder got wide. They jumped into the car, and I'm standing there. Those cars are whizzing by. I'm whizzing by, and I just stand there and see some him. So it's hard between me and the road, and my photographer shoots the picture, and my decision that's exactly what I wanted. It says it's not about me, and something that I really want to achieve. Chief Justice Charles have to discuss the symbolism in your picture that you always see when you go upstairs afterwards for a brief reception.
got the Sandhill Mountains, a landscape of the community I love, and there's representation from every court I've served. I'm wearing my Supreme Court robe. I'm holding Appellate Volume 9, Appellate Reports Volume 9, because it includes my first two majority opinions that we filed on the same day, February 25th, 2016. State versus Denali, State versus Holt. In the picture, I'm holding a gavel, and the gavel is not fully used in the Supreme Court, and the gavel is that was given to me by the Metropolitan Court on December 12th, of 1998. So I took the gavel to the district court and used when I was elected in 2013. So I think y'all know, I often reminisce about my time at the trial court, particularly the Metropolitan Court. I've never traded the opportunities I had at the Supreme Court, but certainly part of my heart will always be at the trial courts, and particularly the Metro Court, which is why I wanted them represented in the photo. So I really do think that the photo reflects who I am, where I'm happy to live, my extraordinary rise from the trial court to the appellate court. And we all know serve the judiciary always to make a difference. So it's been my honor to serve as Chief Justice, and that I have been fortunate for everything in the Hall of Chief Justices. Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, Madam Chief Justice, members of the New Mexico Supreme Court, family and friends. Good afternoon. Let me just start by saying Justice Nakamura. Chief Justice Nakamura is always first in many ways. This is the first portrait outside. I love to see the beautiful landscape of New Mexico. Thank you, Chief Justice Nakamura. Thanks to Madam Chief Justice and members of the court for hosting this beautiful ceremony. It is an event that perhaps would have best taken place 2 years ago, but given COVID and the fact that I became quite busy tending to other matters over the last 2 years, and Justice Nakamura as well, we appreciate your patience. Thank you. I want to especially thank your team, Chief Clerk Garcia and Chief Stephanie Wilson, Consuelo Archuleta, Stephanie Woods, as well as the officers and the building staff for putting this beautiful ceremony together. Thank you very, very much. Justice Chavez, thank you so much for your kind remarks and for your support and guidance throughout my tenure on the court. You were always and continue to be a great role model to me. And I learned so much of your value, your wonderful friendship, and your sense of humor. Let me share a little story about Justice Chavez. In addition to his keen knowledge of the law and his hard work, he also has a great sense of humor. And one day in the voting room, we were walking out into the courtroom. The court had been called, and I had left my spectacles on my desk, so I was not feeling entirely comfortable coming out on the bench. And I mentioned to Justice Chavez, who was in front of me in our order of entry into the courtroom, and I said, "Oh darn, I left my glasses on my desk." And he says, "It's okay. Justice is always right." It was just that kind of understanding and humor that I appreciated from Justice Chavez. I also want to acknowledge Chief Justice Maez for her lengthy service to the court and also for her wonderful leadership and mentorship of me. And Justice Nakamura, it was an honor when you joined the court for me to then become part of the first majority female New Mexico Supreme Court. Before becoming Chief Justice, I was fortunate to have learned and observed from my predecessors of the outstanding example that they made in the role of Chief Justice. I did this not only as a member of the Supreme Court, but also when I served as a Chief Judge of the First Judicial District Court and served on the Chief Judge's Council. I was able to observe Chief Justice Foster, Chief Justice Mayans, Chief Justice Chavez, and others when I served on the trial court bench. And their work, their leadership left a lasting impression upon me and helped me when I assumed the role of Chief Justice. And for that, I'm grateful. In my experience as Chief Justice, the most important principle that I believe one must have to guide one's conduct in serving as Chief Justice is that the Supreme Court is an institution. The Chief Justice serves as its leader, but the strength of the court lies principally upon how effective it functions as an institution. And to that end, there were three values that guided me as Chief Justice. One, the importance of tradition. By keeping the court's traditions alive, the court will withstand the test of time. Second, support for justice and staff. We just learned Chief Justice Bacon has visited every court in New Mexico except one that's still on her list. Chief Justice Mayans, Chief Justice Nakamura visited the courts throughout New Mexico. It is important, and I think it is important as chief to be clear and communicative with judges, trial court judges, and the staff throughout the state, because their knowledge and their well-being is paramount to a healthy and strong judiciary. And finally, the third value that I found important was firmness in the court's role as the third and equal branch of government. This is invaluable. Every Supreme Court and every Chief Justice will be challenged, tested to uphold the independent role of the judiciary in our democracy. And this is especially true given that the court must interact with the two political branches of government. I have learned from my predecessors how best to push through these challenges with determination, clarity, in purpose, and with respect and dignity. So I stand before you, my family, friends, court, my colleagues, in gratitude. And I must recognize the judges, the staff, the court leaders who are at the backbone of the judiciary. I could not have fulfilled the role of Chief Justice without the unwavering assistance of many wonderful people, especially Joey Maya, Deborah Duncan, Artie Tuffy, Michelle Montoya, and so many others. I stand in gratitude for all of the many judges and justices I served with in my 21 years on the bench, especially Chief Justice Richard Lawson for his guidance and mentorship, and especially to the current court with whom I can refer to as colleagues. Thank you for your guidance and support, and for allowing me to seek your counsel. I've learned something from each and every one of you every day on the court. I became not only a better judge, jurist, justice, but perhaps more importantly, a better person to have spent my professional years with you. I must thank my law clerks who worked behind the scenes, as Justice Nakamura mentioned, and kept the obligations for the legal work of the court moving forward, especially during the time when one serves as Chief Justice and is called upon to administer the daily administrative tasks of the court. Thank you for your service to my chambers and to the court. Turning to my portrait, with respect to my portrait, I included volume 55 of the Mexico Reports, which contain a case of Sellers versus Huff. And this was a cross-sectional lawsuit challenging certain practices of school districts in New Mexico in the early 1950s. And it challenges the constitutionality of what we were doing in northern New Mexico with respect to public education. And it makes the First Amendment challenge and a challenge under Mexico's neighborhood laws. And what was interesting in my reading of this case and the preparation of an opinion for which I authored, notice that my paternal grandfather, Augustine, was named in the case. My grandfather was a rancher and a farmer and a hardwood carver from northern New Mexico. But he was also a public servant and served on the Rio Grande County School Board in the early 1950s. And I chose to include this volume in my portrait for two reasons: to honor him and so many others before us for what we have done to serve New Mexico and the greater credit. And secondly, to recognize and appreciate the significance of the passage of time, the history of the New Mexico Supreme Court, as reflected in the portraits in the Hall of Chief Justices. The portraits are a symbol or a reflection of much work done by many others before us. And so I just want to mention one other thing, and thank you, Madam Chief Justice, for mentioning that Justice was the first justice to have had his portrait. I actually feel the seed of Justice Frank Parker. And it's so beautiful to read and learn today that his portrait was also hung in August of 1935. So here we are. I was proud and honored to fill the seat of Justice Frank Parker. And I am proud and honored to be a part of this special history, New Mexico history. I am deeply grateful for the opportunity to have served you, my colleagues, and others in this distinguished role. To the morning leaders following, I wish you only the very best and have complete confidence that the judiciary will continue to evolve and be stronger for the people of New Mexico. Thank you, Madam Chief Justice, members of the court. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Again, thank you everyone for being here. It's nice to hear from our speakers today. I always learn something from each and every one of you, so that's been particularly delightful this afternoon. If you all would like to join us for refreshments upstairs in the Hall of Chief Justices, where the portraits will be hung under great labor by the Bolton Maintenance guys, we'd be delighted to have you for drinks and cake upstairs. There's elevators, in this hallway here.